best run Western Cape. The best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA. DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from national government failures by getting the basics right, delivering better services, and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district and who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Did you know the DA is the second biggest party in South Africa, making the DA the official opposition in Parliament? The DA is the only opposition party to govern a province, the award-winning Best Run Western Cape. The best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA. DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from national government failures by getting the basics right, delivering better services, and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district and who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Let's rescue South Africa. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.
South Africans have had to live with a broken healthcare system. But the government that brought you disasters like Eskom load shedding, the Prasa rail system, and South African Airways thinks the answer lies in launching South Africa's biggest government-run business yet. the National Health Insurance Scheme.
South African doctors in private practice have strongly opposed the National Health Insurance Bill, claiming that about 40% of doctors would immigrate if a universal healthcare system was implemented.
Doctors and NGOs have issued a warning to South Africa over the National Health Insurance policy.
We think there may be a big exodus of skilled personnel, which is the last thing that we would like to see and what this country can afford.
Business groups have consistently cautioned that the bill, in its present form, will materially delay access to universal health coverage.
The South African Medical Association remains concerned by the changes which will be brought about by the introduction of the National Health Insurance Bill.
The level of healthcare service that will be available may even diminish.
Various bodies like the South African Medical Association have said that the bill is unaffordable and unfeasible in its current form.
The National Health Insurance Scheme will nationalize healthcare and place billions in a fund under the control of one single minister.
My fellow citizens, last night President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that he would sign the National Health Insurance Bill into law on Wednesday, the 15th of May. Now, it's no exaggeration to say that this announcement has triggered widespread panic amongst the people of South Africa. Within hours of Ramaphosa's announcement, the Democratic Alliance was inundated with queries from panicked citizens. Some of them asked if this meant that their sick relatives would continue to receive the critical care keeping them alive, whether their medical aids have now expired, and how are they supposed to afford the astronomical tax increases that Cyril Ramaphosa plans to now impose. The scale of panic we saw in response to this announcement is simply without precedent. Now, ordinarily, it would be difficult to understand how a president could willfully plunge a country into such a crisis. However, it is obvious for all to see why Cyril Ramaphosa has decided to do this to us. He has made this move out of sheer political desperation. After months of ignoring the ongoing implosion of ANC support, the party has finally realized that its 50% majority will become a thing of the past at the election on the 29th of May. Out of desperation, it cast around for any populist lever it could pull in the hopes of magically boosting its terminal electoral fortunes. Unfortunately for the people of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa chose the NHI as the ANC's last stand before it finally loses power in less than 3 weeks' time. Now, it's difficult to think of a more cynical and destructive move. And frankly, it's a dishonor to the office of president that Cyril Ramaphosa could sink this low. What he has done by making this announcement is to play with the lives of the South African people for imaginary political gain. By making this announcement, Ramaphosa has made a fatal miscalculation. His transparent desperation to find something, anything, he can spin as a populist solution to the problems created by 30 years of ANC misrule now confirms for all to see how scared the ANC is of the approaching election. But the people of South Africa are not so easily fooled. For months, Ramaphosa sought to downplay the approaching reality of the ANC becoming a minority party. But this desperate move has shown all of us that he's actually terrified of you, the voters. Because he knows that the voters are about to turn Cyril Ramaphosa into the first leader of the 112-year-old organization to lose its majority. But Ramaphosa's desperate political ploy is also a miscalculation for another reason. By signing this bill into law on Wednesday, the ANC will be signing the death warrant of healthcare in South Africa. The visceral and immediate rejection of Ramaphosa's announcement by the South African people shows that they understand this move for what it is, a cheap election ploy where the ANC is using the lives of the people as political props. And they will not stand for it, and neither will the Democratic Alliance. On this fight, the literal fight for the lives of South Africans and for the future of this country, the people will stand with the DA against the ANC. Now, fortunately, the DA has been preparing for this moment for many months. We always understood that the NHI was destined to be used as a cheap stunt by an increasingly desperate and populist ANC. Having the foresight to understand that the ANC is so depraved that it wouldn't hesitate to put people's lives at risk as an election gimmick, has enabled the DA to quietly prepare for this moment in the background. And that is why I'm now in a position to make the following announcement. The Democratic Alliance will, upon its signing into law by Cyril Ramaphosa, challenge the ANC's NHI all the way to the Constitutional Court. Our legal team was briefed months ago already and will file our legal challenge against this devastating legislation without delay. We have built up reams of correspondence, including with Ramaphosa himself, that we will enter into evidence to show that the process which led to the adoption of this bill by Parliament disregarded public input, and that the bill itself is flagrantly unconstitutional. But we will not stop there, because our furthermore pledge today before the nation that if this country elects the DA into national government on the 29th of May, we will immediately repeal the NHI Bill and prevent it from destroying this country. Because this is no ordinary piece of legislation. It is more comprehensive in scope, more corrupt in intent, and more deadly in impact than BEE, load shedding, cadre deployment, land expropriation, and nationalization put together. To implement, the NHI would cost well in excess of 200 billion rand per year, with some estimates as high as R1 trillion. To give you an idea of how much extra tax this is, it would be the equivalent of increasing VAT from 14% to 21.5%, increasing personal income tax by 31%, imposing an additional payroll tax of 1,500 per month on every working person, or a combination of all of the above. Now, it's perhaps understandable that a BEE billionaire would have absolutely no appreciation for the enormous hardship South Africans endure on a daily basis. Our country is home to 13 million people who are trapped in desperate poverty. Millions of our children go to bed hungry every night. And the minority of people who are lucky enough to be employed struggle to put food on the table amidst the greatest cost of living crisis in a generation. It is this country, the real South Africa, that the ANC now wants to tax to death. But the catastrophe that is the NHI does not end there. The money taken from struggling workers in the form of enormous tax increases would be deposited into a central fund controlled by one almighty ANC cadre. NHI would empower the Minister of Health to be directly involved in the day-to-day management of the biggest pile of taxpayer money that has ever been accumulated in South Africa. The looting that will take place is easy to imagine, yet too ghastly to contemplate. Just like the ANC cadres looted Eskom to the point of collapsing our electricity supply, just like they looted our water infrastructure to the point of our taps running dry, so too will they loot this NHI fund while people die. And this isn't theoretical. The very health minister appointed by Cyril Ramaphosa when he was elected president, Zweli Mkhize, looted public funds through the digital vibe scandal during a pandemic. Now imagine what would happen if ANC cadres like Mkhize had unfettered access to hundreds of billions of rands meant for healthcare. The doctors and nurses that should be the pride of our nation will flee as the sector collapses and their job prospects evaporate. Once you picture the looting spree that will follow, you will understand that this is the real reason the ANC created the NHI in the first place: to loot the little that is left, to loot from the people. The DA is deeply committed to realizing the vision of a dignified life for all South Africans. This includes fulfilling the right to decent health care for all, as outlined in our Constitution. And it is out of this profound commitment that the DA has already built a world-class public healthcare system in the Western Cape. The fact that public hospitals and clinics in the Western Cape already deliver high-quality, taxpayer-funded services to impoverished communities disproves completely the fig leaf created by the ANC to justify its plans to loot through the NHI. If the ANC really wants to know how to deliver dignified healthcare that saves the lives of our most vulnerable citizens, they only need to visit one of the public hospitals run by the DA-led Western Cape. We don't need an Eskom for healthcare in this country. What we need is a new government that doesn't steal the money meant for healthcare. And that is why we need the DA in government. Not only will we bring our demonstrated expertise in running a world-class public health system in the Western Cape to bear, we will also partner with the private sector to leverage the expertise of our country's world-class doctors and nurses to fix the public healthcare sector that the ANC has broken. We will root out corruption and cadre deployment. We will improve service delivery and protect existing zero-fee care at public facilities, just like we are already doing in the Western Cape. Moreover, the DA's manifesto pledges to introduce a social reinsurance system that will lower the costs of medical aid while enhancing benefits and enable a cross-subsidization to fund insurance for poor citizens. This will dramatically expand access to high-quality insurance for all, leveraging the private health sector instead of destroying it like the ANC is trying to do. The ANC's NHI will achieve none of these things for the 30 million South Africans living in poverty because it was never designed to serve the poor. Like everything else the ANC has done for the past 3 decades, it was designed only to enrich the looters, who will now be in control of the biggest pot of taxpayer money our country has ever seen. My fellow citizens, as much as we all know that Ramaphosa has deliberately triggered a crisis that presents an existential threat to our future because the ANC is about to lose an election for the first time ever, we need to appreciate that the consequences of this populist ploy will reverberate for many years to come. It presents a clear threat to the health and lives of every single South African. And it cynically exploits the ANC's failure over the past 30 years to build a quality public healthcare system like the DA has done in the Western Cape. So now is the time for us to unite to protect our beloved country before it is too late. I therefore call upon all sectors of society to join the DA in our legal challenge against the NHI. I call upon COSATU to prioritize the lives and health of civil servants, teachers, police officers, and other workers over their political allegiance to the ANC by joining the DA in this fight. I call upon our world-class doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and other medical professionals who make us so proud to be South African to join the DA's fight to save our healthcare system. I call upon the people of South Africa to rise up as one against the ANC's plan to bankrupt us all and to make it impossible for the poorest among us to ever receive quality medical care. All of this must culminate in the defeat of the ANC at the ballot box on the 29th of May, and its replacement by a new government anchored by the demonstrated track record of good governance of the Democratic Alliance. The ANC has now shown us all how cheap our lives are to them. They have confirmed that they are prepared to set South Africa on fire just to try and cling to power. In his desperation for a popular stunt to aid the ANC's failing fortunes, Cyril Ramaphosa has confirmed that there's now only one way left to prevent the NHI from taking the life of our country. The only way to avert this doomsday is for millions of voters to unite as one on the 29th of May and vote for the DA, because a strong DA is our last chance to rescue South Africa. Thank you.
In this election, for the first time in 30 years, the ANC will lose its majority, but they will do anything to stay in power. Imagine a coalition between the ANC, the violent EFF, and the Zuma faction. Under this coalition of corruption, life will only get worse. This election is about survival. Unite to rescue South Africa. Vote DA.
Thanks for watching. All across our beautiful country, people are joining forces to elect the new government that can rescue South Africa. Like and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Please share our videos with friends and family. Let's rescue South Africa. Vote DA.